How's it going, you beautiful bunch of bakers? Hope you're having a great day so far. Welcome back to another video. Today I'm making something that I haven't done before, a 100% durum wheat semolina bread. So let's get in the kitchen and see how it goes. Semolina is a type of wheat flour. Whereas most bread flours are made from common wheat, semolina is made from durum wheat. It has a beautiful yellow color, which can be lighter or more intense, and it has an earthy, sweet aroma and a slightly sweet taste. The texture of semolina can range from quite coarse and rough to sandy and smooth. Different types of semolina are used for different purposes. Most commonly, it is used for making couscous and pasta. It gives those products their distinct yellow color. Other uses include cakes, pie and tart cases, and even porridge. My mother used to make semolina porridge for me as a kid. It was prepared with milk and eaten with jam. But today, I will show you how to make bread with it. So let's get right to it. Let me show you how it's done. Starting with the ingredients, we'll need some fine semolina, yeast, salt, a little bit of olive oil, water, and some sesame seeds for topping. These are optional. Although semolina has a high protein content and it can create strong gluten, it may not always be the best flour for bread making. Its coarser texture can hinder gluten development, so you must choose the right semolina for the job. Try to find extra fine or double milled semolina, and if it is specifically advertised as for bread making, it'll do the job. As for the equipment, we'll need a bowl, scales, a dough scraper, a temperature probe, something to slash the dough with. I'll use my razor blade, but you can use a sharp knife or even scissors. I will proof the loaf in my oval banneton. It is 20 centimeters or 8 inches long, but you can also make this as a freestanding loaf or you can bake it in a tin. To get a nice crispy crust on our bread, we should always steam the surface of the dough before it goes in the oven. A spray bottle of water does a great job by itself, but I will go one step further and use my Lodge cast iron combo cooker. It will trap the steam inside and keep the surface of the dough nice and moist, which will help it expand to its full potential. It will also help bake the bread evenly on all sides. If you don't own one of these, don't worry, you will get a very good bread out of this recipe anyway. But if you are seriously into baking, consider investing in one. Okay, let's begin the process. And it all starts with temperature control. My kitchen was quite warm, at around 27 degrees Celsius or 80 degrees Fahrenheit, so I'm using slightly cooler water at around 20 degrees Celsius or 68 degrees Fahrenheit. There is nothing special in the preparation of a semolina dough. It is mixed exactly the same way as any other dough. So grab your bowl, pour the water into it, add the yeast, the salt, then give it a quick mix to dissolve those ingredients. Add the olive oil, the semolina, grab your dough scraper and mix it to a dough. It will be slightly sticky, but that is normal. The hydration of this dough is 70%. We're using 2% salt and 1% yeast. I was aiming for a final dough temperature of around 25 degrees Celsius or 77 degrees Fahrenheit. I will be cold fermenting it, but you can ferment this at room temperature. I've left the instructions in the written recipe below. If your dough has turned out cooler for any reason, you want to leave it out for 30 minutes before folding it and then placing it in the fridge. But if it's at the correct temperature or even slightly warmer, place it in the fridge right away for 30 minutes and then pull it out to give it its first fold. Like I mentioned, that the texture of the flour hinders gluten formation. As I stretch it, it tears very easily. This wouldn't happen with regular white wheat bread flour, but we can fix that by giving this dough an extra fold. To perform the first fold, wet your hands with water, pick the dough up, then fold the sides of it down and push them back up into the middle of the dough. Keep doing this whilst turning the dough until it's nice and smooth and tight. It's like shaping it on the table, but upside down. Once the fold is done, place the dough back into the bowl, cover it up, and leave it to rest in the fridge for another 30 minutes. Now we can perform the second fold, and it works exactly the same way as the first fold. Just be sure to wet your hands with water so the dough doesn't stick to them. And as we can see, already after the second fold, the dough is nice and smooth and tight. Now we can cold ferment it for 18 to 24 hours, which will help the gluten out even more, and it will develop a superior flavor. It is the next day, the dough is fermented and puffed up beautifully. Now we can move on to pre-shaping it. Pre-shaping will also develop the gluten and build some tension in the dough. It is done similarly to the fold, but this time we're doing it out on the table. So dust your dough with flour, drop it with the smooth side down on the table, fold the edge over the middle, go around in a circle until you reach point where it started. Then flip it smooth side up again, tighten it against the table, that's the pre-shaping done. Cover the dough and let it rest for 30 minutes. This will give it enough time to warm up and relax and make the job of final shaping a lot easier. To perform the final shaping, dust the dough with flour, flip it smooth side down again and flatten it out. Take the two top corners and cross them over in the middle, creating a rough triangle shape. Then take the point of the triangle and fold it down into the middle of the dough. Then turn the dough around and repeat the exact same steps on the other side. Now take the two loose sides and fold them over in the middle. And finally roll it up into a nice tight loaf. I quite like this shaping method. It ensures that the loaf is nice and uniform. Next I will show you how to cover it in seeds. Take a baking tray and sprinkle a bunch of seeds on it. Cover the whole surface and then shake the tray to spread them out evenly. Here's where the spray bottle will come in handy again. It makes light work of evenly moistening the loaf on all sides. But if you don't have a spray bottle, you can just rub the water in with your hand. Next, dry your hands down and dust them with flour so that the loaf doesn't stick to them. Pick it up and gently roll it in the seeds. Cover as much of the surface as you can. If you make this as a freestanding loaf, a bunch of those seeds will fall off, but the bread basket really helps make them stick. Once you have finished covering the loaf in seeds, place it in the basket with the seam side up. Let's clean down real quick and let's get this loaf ready for the final proof. Cover it so it doesn't dry out and leave it to rise. The final proof should take around an hour to an hour and a half. It all depends on the temperature of your kitchen. During this time you want to preheat your oven to 220 degrees Celsius, 430 Fahrenheit fan on, or 240 Celsius or 465 Fahrenheit fan off. And also preheat your baking vessel, be it a cast iron combo cooker or cloche. Okay, this loaf has puffed up nicely. It even has a little wobble to it as I shake it. So let's get the preheated pan out the oven. Let's drop our loaf into it and then score it. Give it one smooth slash from end to end. You don't need to cut it very deep. If you are using a covered baking vessel like I am, you don't really need to do what I'm gonna do next. But I have gotten used to spraying my loaf down with water before I place the lid on it and then put it in the oven. The dough does create enough steam by itself, but I like to give it a bit extra. Pop it in the oven. The initial bake will take 25 minutes. Once the timer is up, remove it from the oven, remove the lid and place the bread back into the oven for another 10 to 15 minutes to finish off the crust. And there you go, my first ever 100% semolina loaf. And perhaps the bread that you bake after watching this video may be your first semolina bread. I am very happy with the result. It has an awesome color, it's puffed up well, has a nice soft crumb and a super crispy crust. It smells amazing, it tastes great, the sesame seeds work really well here. It is all around a very good bread. This dough can be used in a variety of ways. You can make bowls, batards, baguettes, buns, rolls, and pretty much anything else that you may use your regular white flour bread dough for. You can check out my recent shaping video for some inspiration. In that video, I used one dough to make 9 different breads. Head over to the Principles of Baking playlist for that. And don't forget to let me know your thoughts on this. Have you used semolina in bread making? What is your favorite application of it? And of course, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.